How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. The Lakers made multiple high-profile veteran additions to their team during the summer, and while many of them have been given the label of being too old, that does not mean they have nothing left to contribute. Even the now oldest player on their entire team is far from being washed up, which happens to be Carmelo Anthony. A fan favorite and one of the most high-profile players on their team, Melo was not only added from his name alone. Although he is now 37 years old, he has a lot to offer their team yet. Many individuals tend to look at his age and automatically believe he is washed up. However, that simply is not the truth, and if we're being honest here, Melo is still outperforming players who are 10 or more years younger than he is. For example, to compare him to a couple of other younger players who are known for their offensive production, Melo had very similar numbers to both Doug McDermott and Kevin Huerter last year. And to add to how impressive that is, well, Melo is 8 years older than McDermott and 14 years older than Kevin Huerter. And to be honest, neither of them are guaranteed to outproduce or outperform Melo this year either. The fact that you could even make an argument to choose Melo over either of them is very impressive. And then, when you take into consideration that Melo will only be making a minimum level contract this year, that is when you begin to understand his true value to their team. Players who can average 10 to 15 points per game off the bench while shooting around 40% from the three-point line typically do not come cheap. So even with Melo being an older player, that contract is still without a doubt a bargain, and I believe that he'll actually be a major part in unlocking the offense of their bench unit, which really has been a problem for them during the past. Although they ranked well in bench points per game last year, they have not had a reliable go-to option off the bench during the past 2 years. They wanted Kyle Kuzma to become that for them, but that was unfortunately never able to happen. Even though a guy like Montrezl Harrell gave them 13.5 points per game off the bench last year, he was not a go-to option. He could not take a player off the dribble or create his own shot from the perimeter. They have lacked that kind of player off their bench for a while now. However, I believe they have finally found that kind of player in Carmelo Anthony. No one can deny that Melo is one of the greatest offensive talents that the NBA has ever had. And again, even though he is a bit older now, that scoring talent has not completely left him. Even while being a primarily off-ball player at this point, Melo is still able to provide 10 to 15 points per game off the bench, and he no longer requires the 30+ minutes per game to do it either. I think many people have overlooked just how efficiently he scored the ball last year. He only averaged 24.5 minutes per game, but yet was able to put up 13.5 points per game, and his efficient three-point shooting is a perfect example of that. Averaging over 40% from the three-point line is not easy to do, and when you take into account the difficult shots that he often took, that makes it even more impressive. Even though Melo is more of an off-ball player now, like I mentioned before, he will still take and make very difficult shots, just because of heavily contested three-point shots that Melo will take and make on the regular. Having a hand in his face never seemed to bother him before, and it still does not now. His good height and high shooting point makes it very difficult for defenders to bother his shot, and when he is already squared up and ready to shoot the ball from the corner and wing, good luck trying to make him miss. The scary thing is, he might not even lead their bench unit in points per game either. That title could very well go to Kendrick Nunn, or even Malik Monk if he is not included in their starting lineup, and there is no denying that they upgraded their bench in a big way this summer. However, even if Melo does not outright lead their bench unit in points per game, I still believe he'll make the biggest offensive impact. Even going beyond the numbers, Melo will be their leader off the bench. Not only does he have the most complete offensive game, but he has much more experience too. Melo already knows what it's like to be a go-to option and how to play into a winning offense. Much like LeBron and Rondo, he will help and even call out teammates if they're not on the right spot on the floor. Their continuity between their starting unit and bench unit will be heavily improved with a veteran like Carmelo Anthony leading them. I think a lot of people are overlooking that aspect too. It's one thing to have talent coming off your bench, but it's another thing to have a talented bench unit that knows how to play together. Having legitimate continuity between your bench and starting unit can make the difference between having a good team and having a great team. And having veteran players who can still perform at a high level come off your bench is one of the best ways to do that. It's not about individual numbers or performance for veteran players anymore. They want to win, and they know that playing well as a team is required to do that. Guys like Melo and Rondo will demand that from their bench. They no longer care about how many points they put up or their own individual performance. They care more about maintaining a lead when they come in the game or helping put the team in a better position to win. And I believe that will really help make the difference in their bench unit this year. Along with that though, we cannot overlook the fact that Melo will likely be their go-to option off the bench. Even though Kendrick Nunn might average more points per game than Melo, when it really comes down to it, Melo will be their go-to option when they need a bucket. And if their entire big three are on the bench, or if one or two of them are out for a game, Melo will immediately take on a bigger role. He is their most talented offensive player after Russ, LeBron, and AD, and honestly, he would be as good of an option as any of them to take the final shot in a game. Because again, while he will not average more points than any of their big three, his offensive game might be more suited to take the final shot. He is arguably the most talented isolation player on their entire team, and when it comes down to a final shot from the mid-range or three-point line, it's very difficult to pick anyone over Carmelo Anthony. When Melo is hot, there are only a few players in NBA history that you would likely pick to take a shot over him, and the Lakers have not had anything even close to that coming off their bench for a very long time. Melo will be a good fit with practically any lineup combination they put him into. His ability to play off the ball will make him a great fit with any of their primary ball handlers, but at the same time, he will help their younger players like Kendrick Nunn, Malik Monk, and THT with his veteran leadership and by being a reliable option to give the ball to. In conclusion though, I think a lot of people are overlooking everything that Carmelo Anthony will bring to their team. Too many people are only looking at his age and lowered numbers compared to what he put up during his prime. What many are failing to realize though is not only that he can still perform at a very high level, but the continuity that he will bring to their bench unit. He will help prevent the fall off that we've often seen during the past couple of years when LeBron goes to the bench. His ability to prevent that not only with his performance, but with his veteran leadership will go a long way in helping change that, and I believe that'll help make the difference between them being a good team and being a great team. But with that will conclude my thoughts on why I believe Carmelo Anthony will help unlock their offense and really be key in helping them become a great team. And what do you guys think? How important do you believe Melo will be to their team? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. That will do it for this video though. Thank you to everyone who took the time to watch until the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please remember to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. If you want to stay up to date on all my immediate thoughts moves around the NBA, be sure to follow me on Twitter too. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.